Well, hey everybody, Brendan Farron with that Dexter Cow Guy podcast. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Not Dexter related this week, but more important, it's finger guns. Every time I do finger guns, I got to give someone a prize, so whoever calls me out on the finger guns first will get a gift card. Not here, you guys don't count. No, just kidding. Yeah. So something more important than Dexter's. Some people are going, what? More important than Dexter's? But yeah, more important than Dexter's. Today I'm here with the guys from Patriots Garage. And we're in Union, Michigan, correct? Close to the Indiana border. Let me start by saying thank you to Matt and Emily Boovy from Shamrock Meats LLC for your support in this podcast. And also Mike Ligorio from Field and Stream Taxidermy in Howell, Michigan. Thank you guys again for your support. I thank you guys for giving me a week extension on this. Forgive my language, but it's been my life. Last 2 weeks has been a shit show. I mean, you can't write it. The stuff that happened in the last 2 weeks, you can't write. So I appreciate you guys letting me come back after a couple weeks putting it off, and I was almost even on time today, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate all your patience with that. But this is something I'm really wanting to get behind. So everybody in here is former military or veteran. I think all are veterans, to be honest, though. I think, correct?
Yep.
So thank you guys so much for your service. Honestly, thank you.
Hoorah!
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Zerv, thank you for your service on that. Zave. So,
yep.
So we got Zave back here wrenching on a bike. We'll get to explain that all in a second. I always like hanging out with the former military and vets because I get, like I mentioned before, I get to be a little unfiltered, tell all my raunchy jokes, and you guys usually laugh. Like my biggest problem in life is... See, we'll edit that out, or I should probably watch it. Dave's over here. Is that Dave's mom? Dave's mom?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm cool then.
I think Zave's all right. His dad was a jarhead and his mom's a sailor,
true.
so
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
he's in a no-win situation.
he's gonna teach me some stuff then.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. So another good one I got, and then we'll get on this because I've been sitting on these because I can't say them to everybody. Been sitting on these gems, but let's.
You always know when you make it to the bike.
Yeah. So all right. Anyways, on with that. So start with this is Andrew Trotters, and start with you. Tell us about you, your service, and we'll go down the line like that to start with, if that's okay, and then we'll come back around and explain what's going on here and what's done. So.
Well, my name's Andrew Trotter. I was in the Army June 2011. I joined and went down first duty station with Fort Bragg. I was there till September 2015. Got medical discharge, bad back. Then moved back home up here from Elkhart, and then been here almost 3 years now, coming up on 3 years. And Doug came to me for this to start the Patriots Garage here. I've never done any kind of military outreach, have zero experience in any of it. So I'd say it's a pretty big opportunity for me to be able to offer my place to be able to do something like this. So.
Right on.
So my name's Richard Sutherland. I'm the president of Patriots Garage. This is obviously Doug, my vice president. I was in from 1999 to 2007, and I served with Fleet Air Reconnaissance Squadron 1. You might remember that as the plane that went down in China, the spy plane.
Yep.
I was a naval air crewman, in-flight avionics technician, so I had quite a big responsibility. After I got out, life is different when you transition. You serve all this time being told what to do, how to do it, and then you get out and they literally give you a 2-hour class and cut you loose. And for me, it was a little hard. I went from having good jobs to being homeless for a little bit, and so I struggled. But with family and friends, you can still succeed. And every veteran out there has that no quit attitude and adapt and overcome mentality. So there's guys out there that struggle with PTSD, there's guys that struggle with TBIs, and then there's guys that struggle with just fitting in, and they miss the camaraderie. And that's what Patriots Garage is about, is bringing that camaraderie back, helping those guys with PTSD, helping those guys with the TBI, and then helping those guys that might be homeless or struggling keeping jobs, because let's be honest, as veterans, we have no filter, and it's hard. When Doug and I, we had actually got this idea from another group, and we kind of changed it to what we wanted to see the final outcome being, and kind of reach more veterans and stuff like that. Because if you keep things smaller, good things can happen. And like Doug and I have talked, we've reached out to the Lone Survivor Foundation with Marcus Luttrell, and
Sure.
they've sent us information and piggyback off some of their success too, and bounce ideas off them. So
Awesome. So they're real willing to work with you guys.
they are.
They
so-
should. I don't see why they wouldn't be.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm the lone sailor of the group. All these guys are Army, but they still treat me the same. They harass me just like I'm one of theirs. So
Shellback or wog?
I am a shellback.
Right on, man. All right. I know very little, and to those who are in the know, you'll know, but I'm not going to explain it. So go ahead.
My name's Doug Medford. I was just shy of 15 years active duty. I was a Chinook mechanic, flight engineer instructor the whole time. I got out in this February of 18, and I've been working with veteran outreach groups since 2015, primarily with our team Red, White, and Blue, and now we're working to get these guys started. And just like these two were saying, we get out, we have a completely different mindset and lack of filter. And that's what this place is designed to do, is let the filter come down again, like you're used to, have that same morbid sense of humor that we all have had for a long time. And then at the same time, you've got that what's the word I'm looking for? You've got that camaraderie, that shoulder to lean on, that hand to help you out when you need it. And so what we're doing is we're taking old broken bikes, four-wheelers, Jeeps, trucks, hot rods. If it's got wheels and an engine and you want to rebuild it and make it look like you want it to look, that's what we're here to help. We've got a master build bike builder standing behind the camera. He doesn't want to show his face today. But anything you want to do with something like this, that's what we're here to do. And once the build is complete, whatever it was that we built now belongs to the veteran that we helped build.
Nice.
So, and like Richard was saying, you start small, and
Sure.
those small little water droplets then expand into larger waves, and you end up reaching more people and have a much better, higher quality outcome.
Absolutely. So, you guys, I'm guessing, are all donation based. I'm sure you guys have put your own money into this at this point. I mean,
Lots of it.
yeah, yeah. Trust me, I know how that goes.
At this point, we all understand that in order to get something up off the ground running, we've all put substantial amounts. I could probably tell you it's a substantial amount. But at the same time, we're trying not to make our own families go broke.
Sure.
We also understand that January 8th, we have a meeting with a lawyer so we can get our 501c3 up.
Okay.
Once we get that rocking and rolling, things should kind of turn around. So,
We can start
if
asking
people
for
are listening, we
corporate
want them to know that, by all means, they can donate, help the cause. But, we're just going to be honest with people. We are still in the infancy stages of getting this thing up and running. So
Sure, yeah, but this is one of those things that I think a lot of people would be on board with, especially people maybe former military that have gotten out and are better off. They're thinking, wow, man, if I had something like this where I could have gone and tinkered and I could have got there quicker, and it's a big time brother
Right.
with you guys, and I know that just from hanging around. I'm not military, and I don't want to claim to be, and I don't claim to know anything that you guys have seen or done, but I can understand people in those situations have a way to come together with something, and I think that's what's important.
It helps to establish new connections in the area, especially for those that are recently transitioning. When I got out, this is where I grew up. I lived in this shithole area for 20 years before I ever joined the Army. So I already had all my friends and family and connections and things like that. But there are people that do relocate here for whatever their reason, that they don't necessarily know the job market. They don't know where they need to go to talk to the VA rep that's going to help guide them through the process of doing their VA disability claims and all of that stuff. And, we all have those connections already. I've got it for the Northern Indiana area. Bradley knows it for the Fort Wayne area where he's at. Richard's got it for the Kalamazoo Battle Creek area. Anybody in this area, we can connect you to those people that are going to help walk you through that stuff. And if you just need a friend when you don't have one, well, shit, we're all here.
Yeah, just come on over. You don't have to wrench on anything or anything if you don't want to. You can just
Yeah.
hang out and shoot the shit. And,
Yep.
Just hang out, like last weekend we took some time, shot some guns, Sometimes you just need some of that therapy. Obviously, I hate to say it, but we don't want a Chris Kyle situation
Sure.
in our hands. But, when you first come out, you'll be monitored, you'll have to sign a waiver of liability, and all that stuff. But, to kind of touch on what Doug stated, we all know the area. So take for me, I didn't grow up in this area. I grew up in Iowa, and then I was stationed out in the Seattle area, deployed out there. I lived in Houston, and I lived in Boise. So I bounced around quite a bit. And then when I moved here, I'll be honest, the job market was very hard because I didn't know anybody, and just things west of the Mississippi are different than they are east of the Mississippi.
Oh, sure.
So I fell into that, getting a job. And now that I'm back on my feet, I would like to be able to pass that on, and now I'm the OSHA enforcement officer for the area. So I go into a lot of businesses daily, so I can see who's hiring, I pay attention to that. Because what if I get that one vet that, hey, this is what I do, hey, this place is hiring, go hire them,
Sure.
and work on it that way. That way we can not only help them in here, but we can help them out there so they can help themselves and help their families.
That's awesome. So, a question that just came to my mind with the VA being mentioned, is this something that the VA would pass off and be like, hey,
In a few years.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
maybe
once-
not now because...
Definitely not right now.
Once we get that
don't have a
501c,
yet.
then we'll obviously approach the VA and,
Okay.
ask for their blessing and endorsement so that we can,
Get people in needs
Yeah,
steered
Because
over
it's
here.
just,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just getting the word out there.
Yeah, for sure.
They're great enablers for that outside of the medical care and coverage and everything else that they do.
So I know a lot of the farm community that I've met and dealt with, and a lot of the people I just look up to and respect a ton are veterans, and so they hopefully will get the word out to people in the area, Michigan, Indiana. I mean, we're so close to Indiana. I think it's like what, 2 miles.
Yeah, if that.
So yeah, and I think Brad, you said you drive a couple hours here each way, and it's not. I'm in Battle Creek area. And it's only an hour for me. So I mean, it's not a bad location really.
No, it's not.
So and you get tinker on bikes. Put
Forced child labor.
Yeah, put together Zave's stuff here after he gets done with it. But I mean, you guys are working on a Sportster already. I think this is a Honda Shadow. It looks like
That's a Kawasaki Vulcan that we picked up last week.
Okay, right on.
So
Then the diesel guys job you
Yep.
did, and then building steps. I mean, so there's carpentry involved. And
oh yeah, I
So-
mean it really doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
You need guys with skilled hands and tools. That's us. And whatever we don't have for tools, we'll fucking make.
So even donations of old junk bikes,
Sure.
what people consider junk, I mean, would be welcomed here, and
Yep.
toolkits. And you guys have a fundraiser Memorial Day, I wanted to say, here, and there's going to be live music, and there will be Dexter beef. I am going to supply the Dexter beef donated for that.
Nice.
So
you'll want to pay attention to our Facebook page. We are on Facebook, Patriots Garage. It does come up, so I mean, we are out there. So reach
Yep.
out to us.
yeah, no one should hesitate to reach out. These veterans or not. I mean,
Right.
if you're not a veteran and you're like, well, I got some questions for maybe somebody that I might know or whatnot, reach out, man. They're easygoing. I think the second time I met these guys, and I feel like I'm, fit in pretty well. Although I guess a lot of people would say I fit in pretty well everywhere. So
One of the things that we're trying to make sure that we do is I'm not a veteran, I don't fit in, whatever. We don't care. If you're not a veteran and you want to come out, you want to hang out, bend some wrenches, cut some wood, build some shit, come on out. We're not really going to turn anybody away. Just know that as a non-veteran, whatever we build isn't going to go to you. That is going to be for the veteran. And then for the veterans out there, when we were first starting this up and deciding what our target demographic was going to be and who we would allow in and who we would kick away, the conversation came up of dishonorably discharged guys. You guys aren't going to be turned away either. We're going to take an opportunity to get to know you, find out your history, find out your story, and make a determination from there. Guys with dishonorable discharges, they get bad names. We don't know what the situation was.
that's a great point because everybody has.
When you were
Really
getting
close
out.
myself to get not dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm lucky to be sitting here.
And I'll be
I'm
honest-
still in prison right now.
So yeah, everybody's got a story. That,
Right.
Had
There's
there been
so many
Facebook, I might
circumstances,
have been in that same boat. you
Right,
know?
right.
Yeah, it's
oh shit, in China.
yeah, everything needs to be looked at on a case by case basis.
Sure.
I've got a good friend that was dishonorably discharged for smoking marijuana. Okay, now there's 5 states where it's legal.
Right.
So where is that fair? You know, that's
Sure.
where, you know, obviously if you come to us and you tell us what you did and, you know, we're like, hey, you know, we need to take a step back from that, you know, there's going to be those cases. But, you know, there's going to be plenty of other cases where maybe a guy has 3 DUIs and then they boot him out. You know, I know the military is very stringent on that now, where, okay, this person might have a drinking problem. Maybe this is the outlet for them to get away from it. You know, to help them out, you know, where the military just wants to cut all ties and kick them to the curb.
Right.
You know? It's still that brotherhood. You don't want to do
still
that.
good guys.
Yeah.
I used to have a drinking problem. I had 2 hands, only 1 mouth.
Yep. Sure.
So I mean, that was
and we've
mine.
all been there, you know. I can't speak for these guys, but you know, after Iraq and Afghanistan, I was a power alcoholic for a number of years. And
I mean, really, who could blame you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen shit that no one wants to see. You know what I mean? On a daily basis. So
For me, it was always whenever I PCS'd. I'd spend like three months drinking like crazy. But then I'd figure everything out. We'd calm down. I'm like, all right, I don't need to drink anymore.
Well, see, one thing I noticed about the Army is you guys move around a lot more too.
In 15 years, I had 4 duty stations.
Yeah.
And 4
And
trips to Iraq
once
and
the Navy
Afghanistan.
finally realized that, oh, if we keep this person on the West Coast, we don't have to pay, send them back to the East Coast all the time. So
Right.
that's the.
So one thing I learned about hanging out with these guys too, there's a hell of a lot of acronyms flying around. That if you're not familiar with the military, you might have to be like, what is that?
And honestly, that's one of the things that does entice a lot of people to organizations like this is that's a whole other language that we learned over the course of our time.
Sure.
And most people don't understand that. So when I start talking about, you know, I PCS to here, I'm at TDY there, you know, I was dealing with DFAS and all this other jazz. These guys all know exactly what all those acronyms mean.
Yeah, everybody
Where
else goes,
you're
"This guy's
looking at me
mumbling."
like,
You know, if I go to
I can
work
make up
and,
words,
you know,
too.
I say Bohica or Fubar, you know, they just look at you like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? I say something like that in this garage, they're going to know exactly what I
Right.
mean.
Yeah,
you know.
sure. So, okay, so after the 50, is it a 501c or 503c? I know there's 2 different
501c.
ones.
501, yep.
So after that, I'm going to hitch my wagon to you guys. I'm going to raise and do what I can to help you guys out. This is a cause I want to be part of for sure.
Appreciate it.
I've done a lot of charity work in the past, and all for great reasons, but this is something that's real important to me. So I'm going to, so, you know, you guys are going to get $10 at least once a year.
All right, great. We love it. Well, you know, I'd also like to take a chance to shout out to P&P Transportation out of Constantine, Michigan. You know, they're taking care of our storage needs right now.
Okay.
You know, usually, you know, trailers go for a pretty penny per month to rent them. You know, and they're giving it to us for free. So,
Wow.
you know, big shout out to Phil and Pam
Yeah,
Hoffine
for sure.
and those guys out there at P&P. You know,
If you can give me their contact info for
Yeah.
anybody, I would definitely post it on the descriptions.
Awesome.
That way we can give
Yeah.
back to whoever's giving up to
And,
stuff here.
You know, so like right now we're starting out small. We've got coffee mugs for sale. We've got sweatshirts, T-shirts. You know, like I said, we're just kind of starting out small and get that ball rolling.
That's how it is, man. That's what you gotta do. First step.
Yep.
That's what it is. And all the merch is available on your Facebook.
Right now we're in the process of getting that all set up. So obviously
Okay.
at Memorial Day, if you do guys, if you want something from Patriots Garage, let me know. Send me a message. That'll actually Patriots Garage will come to either myself, Doug, or to Brad, and then we will get you. We'll get you hooked up. You know?
Okay. I definitely want to get the logo in like a black vinyl for my saddlebag on my bike.
All right. Yeah,
I
we'll
think
do
that's
that.
pretty badass. Put it on there.
Right now, T-shirts are about $25. Sweatshirts are about $40.
Okay.
So you know you'll have to give us some lead time on that, but by all means, let me know the size and we can get it shipped to you. You know, right now shipping's taking longer because of Christmas. You know, but you know
Christmas
after,
and COVID.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas and COVID, you gotta love it.
Yeah. So and you have tumblers, which are cool. I'll get pictures of all the stuff, and
All right.
we'll
And
do
big,
a picture dump.
Big shout out to my wife, her and her mom. I'm gonna get the name wrong, so I want to get it right. It's Lynn and Ann's Custom Creations.
Okay.
They're out of Three Rivers, Michigan. You know, they do all the custom work and everything. So
Okay. Again, with that info, we'll put it up too. I mean, for sure, we'll get it, and you might be overwhelmed.
there's just so many people we gotta give shout outs to.
Oh,
that help us
absolutely,
out,
for
you
sure.
know.
And this is the forum for it.
The
man.
Marine Riders, you know, out of the Michigan or out of Elkhart. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, the Indian Motorcycle Dealership out of Elkhart. I mean, we wouldn't be here without those guys' support.
Sure, and I
that's
think
the thing.
the motorcycle community especially is
Oh yeah.
is down to help
Warriors
with
Oath
people,
was out here
so.
a couple of weeks
It's
ago
very
hanging
tight
out with
knit.
us.
Yeah, Warriors Oath was out here. You know.
There was a spider crawling on me.
All right, good. Thanks. See, that's what I'm talking about. The brotherhood. You know.
looking out for you, man. You just lost all the
I'm
superpowers
surprised
you
he
were about
didn't
to
hit me in
get.
the head, you know, and he could have just said, "Oh, there's a spider," you know, whack.
When we're not rolling, that probably would happen. Video evidence of assault is never good. So, is there anything else that you would want everybody to know? I mean, I really urge everybody just to reach out and say, hey, how can you help? I mean, $1, okay. Say, hey, I'm sitting on this thing for 10 years and I'm never going to fix, and this could go to some good use somewhere. Maybe it'd be right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it doesn't have to be monetary donations. Like
Right.
he said, you've got old junk parts, you've got some random cover for whatever bike you had 30 years ago, we will find a use for that. Even if it's a piece of art on the wall, you know, we'll find a use for it, and hopefully we can put it to good use for something for it.
You need to get a picture of that, you know. Andrew decided to put up the Marines, Air Force, and Army, and he point and blank left out the Navy just to piss me off.
They didn't have a Navy thing there.
We're too landlocked for that.
Yeah.
One thing we do want to touch on is, you know, we are family oriented too, so we understand.
That was a question.
There's a lot of organizations out there that don't focus on the family. You know, where if wives get together and can understand PTSD a little bit more, TBIs, but then also, you know, kids are involved too. That's one thing that, you know, I'll mention Lone Survivor Foundation does do also. They bring in the family unit, you know, and that's what we want to do also is, you know, bring in the wives, bring in the kids, you know. Obviously, they'll have to sign a waiver and everything, but
Sure.
that way we know that, you know, hey, you know, when my dad gets all mad and starts, okay, this is how you need to deal with that, you know.
Yeah.
There's other underlying circumstances of why he does that.
Information sharing goes a long way.
Yeah, and a family unit is all part of healing and
Right.
processing everything anyway. I mean, like I always say, my wife's my best friend. So, I mean, I couldn't do anything without her. I feel every time I do something, I'm like, where is she? I want to tell her. So, I get it. You know, I get it.
And like you said, you know, a good wife can bring a husband up, you know.
Yeah.
I struggle with PTSD my whole life. You know, my wife has been a godsend, but, you know, she kind of tipped the hand of getting a dog, and that, you know, helps out with PTSD. You know, when I start getting irritated, the dog is actually pretty smart, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I love them both. You know, obviously my wife more than my dog.
Yeah, it's like, here's all right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, you know why women rub their eyes in the morning, right?
Huh.
Because they don't got no balls to scratch.
They are missing out, too. So, that, you know, bringing up that, I used to fight, and my coach's gym's closed. Now he trains dogs. So Kevin, he's been on before. Kevin, I'm going to talk to you about something. We're going to maybe see what we can do about some service dogs, too, maybe.
Okay. That'd be awesome.
I don't know how.
At least the connection.
Yeah, for sure. He'll reach out probably. He's probably, if this was live, he'd be calling right now. So
Well, you know, if he trains dogs, I'll put it out there. You know, we raise X amount of money. I'll let the dog, you know, I'll be wearing one of them suits, but I'll let it attack me.
he's
Just so everybody knows, he and I have no shame.
yeah, no, it's none. That's why I like it here. He actually, I interviewed him inside. I'm drawing a blank now. Rural King store in Heartland, and he comes in with the bite sleeve, and the train dog, I'm like, let's not do the bite sleeve in the store. I'm like, so I get it, it's cool, but not in the store in front of customers. That might not do it. But Kevin, I'm gonna be reaching out to you guys. So yeah, anything else? I have stuff already in my head. I'm like working now, talking to you guys a little more.
You know, long term, you know, obviously we'd like to, you know, get a van. We'd like to be able to have some bikes take out to Sturgis. You know, that's obviously long-term goals.
Sure.
But, you know, right now we're working on the short-term goals, obviously.
Yeah.
But those short-term goals also, we
Leading
want
to
to turn
the
those into the long-term goals.
Absolutely.
You know, we want to get the name out there. And we know that the bike community is a tight-knit, and, you know, let's be honest, a lot of them are veterans, you know.
Yeah.
So they're going
Yes.
to stand behind us, you know, to
Yep.
get our name out there.
Yep, because there's another brotherhood in the biker that
Yep.
the veterans understand.
Exactly.
And that's actually how I met you guys. I know that a lot of you know that I ride sometimes with God Squad, Prophet and Link. And Prophet, who doesn't want to be on camera but keeps texting me if we're done yet, introduced me to these guys. And as soon as he said it, I'm like, absolutely, I'm on board. So,
You know, and he's been a godsend to us. You know, Doug and I met doing triathlons. Like I said, I was not from this area originally, and then so that's how the veteran community works. You know, Doug met Andrew, then introduced me. You know, and then the circle just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And then when we met Guy, you know, things just blew up.
Breeding spiders over here.
I must be, geez. Either that or you got all sorts of spiders around here. Maybe I'd be the Spider-Man.
You're just gonna clear. You're trying to get bit to get
Trying to get
superpowers.
bit,
He keeps
yeah.
saving you.
You know, but he's been a godsend because he grew up, or he's from the Detroit area, but he knows this area.
Yep.
And so he knows a lot of people. Where I come in contact, I'll be honest, I come in contact with a lot of people. They don't like me. You know, oh, I'm OSHA,
Nobody
big bad
likes
OSHA.
OSHA.
Nobody likes you.
Right.
But it's nice because now I can go out there and I can be the face of our organization. Hey, this person gave me this number. This person gave me that number. And that just helps, you know, spread the name out there.
Yeah, for sure. And that's in networking like that is how it's going to happen. I mean, like you said, baby steps, slow roll at first, and then it'll keep going.
I'll walk run.
Yep. So we got 4 minutes left. Anything else you guys want to know, or want everybody to know, or request, or? So I thought Zabe would have that back together before the end of the show.
Well,
but I don't think it's going to happen.
The biggest thing, you know, I want to put out there, you know, all veterans are prideful.
Yes.
You know, we're all very prideful people. That's why if I can tell people, hey, I've been there, I've had addictions, I've been homeless, don't lie to me. Just tell us that you need something or you need help or you need to listen. We'll all listen. We'll help you.
Yeah.
Just don't be too proud to ask for help.
Yep.
We're not here to give you a hand out. We're here to give you a hand up.
Right.
We're here
right.
to help you get back on your feet, get things going, and get your life and your ducks back in line.
Sure. But to touch base on the prideful thing, and there'll be a lot of pride coming from a finished product that they get to take home.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, and obviously if they want to put money into it, that's probably going to hurry the process up a bit.
Sure.
Well,
but
and as things grow,
long term, they
we
won't
do
have to
have a plan for a budget that will help to put into the build as well.
Yep.
You know, right now we don't have those funds. All those funds are coming out of our pocket, but the intent is for the veteran to invest as little as their money as possible.
Because they may
Their
not
time,
even have any. Yeah,
that's
time.
a different story.
Right.
We're not going to build this shit for you.
Right.
That's not how this is going to work. You're going to come out, you're going to wrench with us,
Yep.
talk with us, hang out with us, all of that, build and establish relationships, and then when the build
And that's the thing, you know, we've got enough people here where we can show you how to do everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We got diesel mechanics, Army mechanics here, we got aviation mechanics, you know. We might not agree on how to get it done, but the project will eventually get done. And
Sure.
it'll be done the right way, you know. But, you know, obviously we'll be doing some welding. Some of us will be having to do some fabricating. So that veteran that might not ever have turned a wrench in his life, you know, if you come in here, you might find out, hey, I like this. This is fun.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't know, being non-military, I don't know what extent people have to wrench in the military. I know there's just grunts that go out and but I don't know. Because I want to say,
aren't just grunts.
well, I mean,
Nope.
I don't want to.
It's well, I take for instance, air crew school and rescue swimmer school is an 8-week school. That's just to get your foot in the door to fly. Then you have to go to advanced sea schools to be able to work on that aircraft platform. So when I checked into my squadron, I had 18 months to become a qualified aviation electronics technician, air crewman. So that included memorizing all the comm nav, how that worked, the front end electronics, the back end electronics, pretty much, you know, memorizing pubs, which is identification of wiring and everything throughout the aircraft. So there's a lot of training that goes involved. So that'll kind of transition over to here, you know. We do what's called a ATAF, all tools accounted for in aviation world, you know. So it's not just going to be, you know, obviously with this being Andrew's property, it's not just going to be, oh, come in and trash the garage. No, you know,
Right.
clean up when you're done, you know, put tools away, you know, but we want to do it the right way because obviously we don't want to give a veteran help them build a bike and then they take it out on the road and it falls apart, you know.
Well, sure, yeah. And
When we do custom builds, you know, we expect that to happen, you know, when we're trying to figure out if it's going to work or not, or, you know, but, you know, trial and error when you're in R&D, in the R&D stage of things, so.
right. Well, my point being is, I don't think there's too many veterans or military people that aren't familiar with wrenching.
Oh, there is.
Oh, there's
Is there?
oh, yeah,
Really?
there's plenty
Okay.
of desk jobs.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Okay, so-
Finance personnel, accounting, personnel management, HR people. Oh yeah.
And we-
lots
There's
of them.
people on stateside that don't bust a sweat all day. The only sweat they bust is walking from the car to the inside.
But they still sign the same check
That's-
that we
that's me
did.
right now.
They just chose a different job.
And
Sure,
that's-
yeah, exactly,
That's
yeah.
the key. They still signed that line that said, "I will defend the Constitution against
Yeah,
all enemies, foreign
absolutely.
and domestic." And that's what we're looking for. You know, we
Sure.
don't want them to say, "Oh, well, you know, I was in the Navy. It's a yeoman. You know, that's your secretary. You know, or I was a corpsman, or you know, there's some people that don't ever deploy. We
Don't
want
care.
you here. We don't.
Whatever.
As long as you sign line. You know, I'll even go as far as the Coast Guard can even say.
Whoa,
You
whoa, let's
puddle
pump the
pirates
brakes.
are more than welcome to come
Hey,
down.
pump the
and hang
brakes, pump the brakes. Maybe we're getting on this.
Hey, they don't have a sign on the wall.
Yeah.
out. There's no puddle.
There's lots of puddles around here.
There's no Coast Guard signs. We say that low.
All right, Coasties, we need a Coast Guard sign. Somebody bring
All
us
right,
one.
so yeah, let me
We don't
get
have
they're a
one.
branch. What about Space Force? You guys gonna welcome them?
Hey, anybody.
I actually might join back up. You know, I'd have to lose about 100 pounds, but
100.
okay, maybe 105.
Damn it! I just hit finger guns again.
You gotta learn something in the military. It's a knife hand because you know. See, when you do a finger gun, you got 3-point. You know, knife hand. It's all on you. You know?
Right. I'm gonna work on that. I'll go walk around karate chop and stuff. I do that. So those people that were, let's say, desk jockeys, pencil sharpeners. That's what I do. So now I wasn't always that, but. And you're like, well, I wonder, you know, I want to do motorcycle. I've watched this show or that show, and it's so awesome. But I could never do that. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
you get in the right surrounding like this, and you're gonna learn whether you want to or
You
not.
might need someone to do that. Help you pay for it.
Yes,
At some
that
point in
will
time.
be a thing
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, that's kind of
Right
how.
now we're small, but I mean, at some point in time to where someone's gonna have to, they're strictly gonna be doing.
Bookkeeper,
paperwork.
yeah.
You're
That's
doing
my wife did with the farm. That's what she does. Just I'm just the looks. She does everything else. I'm just the
Your
eye
farm's
candy.
not doing so well.
No,
is it?
no, we're going under real quick. But I think I can't help but think of how much Zave's learning just now by pulling his bike apart. I mean, because down the road he's like, oh, this bolt's been hidden, this bolt's been hidden, but now he found him. So down the road, if something's like, well, I know that I took his bike apart once, and this bolt was hidden here, and he'll be like, just help somebody. So I mean, you learn so much little stuff that you don't realize is the bigger stuff
Absolutely.
somewhere else.
The biggest thing is you learn so much by taking something apart and then putting
Yes.
it back together.
Yep.
But it takes a special knack when you take something apart, re-engineer it different, and then put it back
Yeah,
together.
that's where Brad comes in.
And that's where Brad is our master mechanic
Right on.
site.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of goes back to the old adage, when Doug goes, "Can you weld?" I'm like, I can get 2 pieces of metal to hold. It's not going to look pretty.
Yeah.
But I can get 2 pieces of metal to join up.
Yeah.
But there might be that person that does a lot of welding. And maybe they can teach us something. I'll never claim to know everything.
Right. If you guys are hard up for welders, I can weld. I've done a lot of welding before I was an engineer, so it usually holds.
Famous last words. Right?
Yeah. That ought to do it. That's what I always say. So,
Hey, watch this.
yeah. I don't have a welder at home, but
We've got 3 different.
Well, no
three of
good
them
story
here.
ever started with, "Hey, I ate this salad."
yeah,
We went from
exactly.
there.
Yeah. I was an engineer. I just got into my engineering role less than a year ago. Up until that time, I was a tool builder. So
Nice.
I've done all the stuff, and
I
hopefully
see
can
that
help
every day
somebody.
at work. There's not a lot of tool builders out there anymore.
No,
They're
no.
a dying breed.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully I'm not dying yet.
So we do just want to also point out there, you don't have to have a beard to join our gang, but it makes
helps.
a lot cooler.
But it
I'm
helps.
started. Let's start.
Mine will be gone in just a couple of weeks.
For those of you that don't know, Brad decided to go back in.
Did you?
When you going back in, Brad?
Oh, sorry. Doug is going back
That's
in.
news to me. I didn't think you could run anymore.
Brad's in the same boat I am. We'd have to lose a little bit of weight to
Brad
go
would
back
have
in.
to have an ankle replaced completely.
So you're going back in?
I am.
Right on, man.
He's only got a few years to get retirement. So.
Coast Guard this time?
No, but that'd be a blast. A lot of people knock the Coast Guard,
I
man.
know.
What's wrong
I
with
know.
that?
Hey, when the Navy shuts down, that's when the Coast Guard goes out. So, they got some bigger balls than some of us do,
I had a good
so.
friend that was a Coast Guard, and he
Yeah.
was telling me stories how they roll their boats on purpose during training. Just
Yep.
and it's like, that's nuts, man.
And
I see stuff. So.
air crew school and rescue swimmer school in the Navy is hard, but theirs is like on steroids. I
Yeah.
mean, because they're going out in
That's-
the shitty parts that
Yeah.
nobody else wants to go out into.
You watch Deadliest Catch Once, you got some respect for them. Right?
Yeah,
So.
and the stuff they encounter, last time I checked, the Navy's not putting the rescue swimmers out in the Bering Sea up in Alaska. Well, my hat's off to the Coast Guard. They're definitely doing that on
Yeah.
a daily basis. So.
Yeah, I got some guy out there going, oh, they're ripping on the Coast Guard. I'm going to find that Dexter cow guy.
Yep, I go first thing Monday morning over to Chicago and raise my right hand again, sign all my paperwork. Go back to my same old job, but I'll be doing it 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in the summer kind of deal.
Okay, so here's a question that you were enlisted for so long, then you got out.
Yep.
So does your time pick back up?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, because
now
I'm
you don't have to do 20 more years to get your.
Right, but because I'm switching from active duty to National Guard,
Okay.
it comes into calculations and points, and I don't know how that system works. When they tell me
Sure.
I've reached my 20 years of active federal service, so hey, Kate, cool. I'm just going to keep on going.
Okay.
Because in the active component, at my old rank, which was E6, Staff Sergeant, at 20 years, I was done. Like, I could not be in the Army anymore. In the National Guard, I just keep going. I'll hit that 20 years, I'll secure my 50% retirement, and then I can continue to add to that percentage
Gotcha.
as I go.
Nice.
So as long as I'm still physically able to pass the PT test, perform my job, and all that jazz, I'll just stay and keep going.
Yeah. I have a good friend. I consider him a good friend, Ryan, who's a Dexter guy. He's been on the show. He's still active duty. He's an officer at Fort Custer.
Nice.
And he's probably your guys' age. I think I'm a lot older than you guys.
40s. Well, I'm the oldest of the group, other than Guy. Brad and I think, are both 40.
I'm 46, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make it clear that when I first met him, I thought that that picture up there was his kid. That's actually him.
Right on. 2 weeks ago, I heard.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys are like, hey, that's a pretty sweet Sportster, get over here and work on it, man. Throw some wrenches on it. I don't know exactly what they're doing to all the stuff, but
we do need a painter, somebody that can do some cool artwork. So,
Yeah.
if you're hiding your artwork abilities, we could definitely use you there.
I know a guy, not a veteran, but
Don't care.
for a painter, Ryan Lagorio, son of Mike, my sponsor. He's a body guy, a paint guy, and he does some cool stuff. So, and then Cesar Romero for seats. I got telling you, man, my
Got
brain's
somebody
going.
for everything, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a little over caffeinated too, so that's not helping. It's just kind of coming through. So, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for
And,
having us.
No, and definitely I have some projects coming up down the pipe. Excuse me, that I work with Pink Ribbon Riders too, who I think you guys could help, and they could help you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we got some fundraisers
That's the
coming
biggest
too.
thing. We'd like to get in touch with you before a Memorial Day bash.
Oh, yeah,
we'll
I'm-
have out here, and then obviously everybody would like to have you come out. And once we get all those plans finalized, hopefully
Sure.
we'll have the 501 taken care of by then. That way, a little bit more established and everything. But
Sure.
right now, we're small, we're fun, but we're here.
Now, you guys said if you're like a band and you're like, man, I want to help, but I can't monetarily. If you want to donate your time as a band to play at the thing, because I mean, I don't know how many bands you plan on having, but
There's possibly, we're talking about having one possibly, so.
okay, I mean maybe even two when that one's taking a break between sets or
sure.
something, and I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
reaching here, but
Yeah.
We're
I've
not
already
opposed
thought
to
about it.
any good idea fairies at this point.
okay.
Yeah, because I know a friend of mine, his uncle does a big shop party every year, and that band comes out, and he's got already everything for it for his big flatbed trailer.
I have no idea what she's trying to say.
Stage and everything, and I got the same size trailer, so
Perfect.
I've already thought about trying to get a band out here.
It's your wife, dude.
Okay.
Just say it. Just say it. You gotta speak up louder. Oh, that's why I'm married. My
Yeah.
wife is a great person.
Yeah, that
She's
is so
sitting here
awesome.
trying to lip stuff to Doug and I. I'm like, what the fuck is she saying?
No idea.
We're here every Saturday, 9 to 5.
Okay.
Obviously, with the next 2 weekends are going to be holidays. Like we said, we're family oriented. We want people at home with their families over the holidays. We might be here doing little jobs, but we're not going to be open for business. But
Right.
Facebook's always open. You got a
Facebook's always
question?
open.
Hit us up.
And that's the thing. There's no easy way to say this. During the quarantine, life sucks. We've all lost friends. I went through a 3-week period where I lost a couple good close friends and everything. All of us here would rather listen to 4 hours of your bullshit than listen to your 20-minute eulogy.
Yep.
Reach out to us. Talk to us. We've all been there. We
Yeah.
all get it. But Saturdays, 9 to 5, we're here in Union. We'll give you the address and everything. It is a private address, so we do kind of
Don't pop up, start taking pictures. Yeah,
don't
respect the
just
property
show
for
up.
sure.
But let us know you're coming. Obviously, like I said, you'll have to go through a waiver, liability. We'll kind of go over the safety aspect, and then also we do need to see your DD 214. So, like we went over,
If you have one.
Yeah, if you have one. If you're a non-veteran, obviously you don't have one. But
Come
even
out.
if you've been dishonorably discharged, come out, talk to us, let us know what happened. We'll
Yeah,
get it,
yeah. I mean,
To sit and tell you
Murder
I
seven
wasn't
people, maybe not.
That's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, but even that has
That person's probably still in jail.
Yeah, but to sit and say, I wasn't a hellraiser, I got 500 friends on Facebook that'll raise the bullshit flag and tell you,
Right. Yeah.
Slow pitch pushes the rules on everything, Be honest, I got written up for wearing a horse head to a Teams meeting during quarantine,
That was an entertaining time.
Things they don't allow working for OSHA. No funny business.
Right. Yeah. Weird, right?
Just everybody's too uptight, and that's what we're talking about. When I can cut loose, I can be rigid here.
Yeah.
Where during the week when I'm working for the state of Michigan, it's straight to the narrow. I'm pretty much an actor.
Well, you have to.
You gotta do things the right way.
That's anybody in an actual professional career.
Exactly. So. But here I can be myself. I can make a potato gun. Andrew's not going to care. Last weekend we were shooting dragon's breath. I mean, tracer rounds. Having all the good fun stuff.
Yep.
As soon as we raised $7 million, I saw a Russian submarine for sale on eBay. So we'll be purchasing
I'm getting in on that.
Put that in the creek over here.
Yeah. There it is.
Fit right in.
So great. So your family, anybody that wants to get involved, interested in talking to these guys about any idea you might have, any kind of builds going on. It's definitely not just Harley Davidson.
No.
I know I rode a Vulcan up until last year. So it's just is what it is. I mean, you're like, I don't have a Harley. I don't,
We're not
Doesn't
brand
matter.
specific. We're not motorcycle specific.
No, yeah, I guess that's my point too.
We're looking for a 4-wheeler frame for him so that we can build a 4-wheeler that he wants.
And there's even here at my house, there's a little mud pit out back. We'll do a tabletop out back here, so.
You want to build a little
I
mudder?
didn't know that out about my quad.
There's a truck. My buddy of mine, the last party that we just had was at Veterans Day weekend. We had a big cookout for Veterans Day. My buddy brought his monster truck out, 54-inch tires, so.
Heck
He was
yeah.
out here playing around, drove over the wood pile, and
Nice.
So,
Fun
I
stuff.
Climbed it. That was pretty entertaining to watch.
so, I mean, he built that all himself out of his pole barn, so.
It's kind of stuff that happen here. You never know.
So,
Exactly.
Patriots garage monster truck floating around out front for advertising. You know what I mean?
We're trying to get mine going. I got an old Suburban I'm trying to figure out, so
Nice.
that's sitting out there. So I'm trying to get that going again too for spring. So
Another project for Patriots garage, man.
Just before you junk it, at least reach out to us.
Right? Yeah. I mean, even if it's you're gonna get what, $50 from the junkyard or something stupid like
Scrap
that.
load right now.
Get a little bit.
Yeah, let
peace of
us
mind
know,
from
and
us.
let me know. I might donate something. Cover the whatever charge it would be. And I know Guy, and from what I've seen here, we always have a way to get it off your property over to here.
That's not an issue
Oh, don't worry about that.
at all.
Right on.
We
So
got trailers. I know people with semis. We know some companies. I
We got tractors.
Now, so.
Shit, Dave's got a boom truck across the street.
Yeah, we got.
There it is.
His uncle's got a boom truck. And
right.
we'll figure out how to move it.
That's it for sure. Get it over here and start wrenching, getting it apart. Turn Zave loose here with his wrenches and get it all stripped down for us. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate your time, and I really hope some good comes from even if one person. You know what I mean? If one person's just kicking rocks, going, "Life sucks so bad, I don't know what to do."
Yep.
Now that I'm out of the military, and he finds this place, then I think whatever cost is worth it.
Absolutely.
And also too, I mean, I asked my personal residents, like you said, get with Richard or Doug here. But if you want to come out during the week, you got something going on to where hey, finally we build up an investment relationship. I give you to go to the gate, and key to the house or the pole barn here. As long as you obviously don't trash it or ruin our stuff,
Yeah.
Maybe during the week works better for you.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe you just need some alone time.
Yeah.
Never know.
But yeah, that's down the road though. You can't just show up with your
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Got to get to know us a little bit first.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, there's going to be stuff once we get rocking and rolling that, there's tasks that might be done during the week.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and there'd probably be a task list. There might be 2 people working on one thing, and and whatever.
Trotter's kind enough to let us use his property. We can sure as shit help him maintain it.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure, man.
Brush hog the backyard,
got some wood.
split some logs, whatever.
Yeah, just last couple weekends ago, we knocked a tree over.
Yeah.
Took care of property.
Was it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was a dead tree.
Yeah, I was
Say knocked a tree over, and I'm like, hey, yikes.
Nah, we did it on purpose.
Okay. Yeah. All right, awesome, man. So I'm sure I'm going to be around a bunch if you guys don't mind. I mean,
Not at all.
and we'll
Everybody's welcome.
we're going to try to really push for the Memorial Day. Get some, but we're not going to have to wait till Memorial Day to raise funds. And
So like I said, we don't have our store open yet, but by any means, if you want something, reach out to us, and we'll get it made, get it mailed, get it shipped to you.
yeah, I'm going to get some today before I leave. So so right on. All right,
Like
guys.
it or not, you're gonna get something.
Yeah. Little penicillin though, it'll be gone, right?
We got a couple of nurses that come around regularly, so
Right on.
we got
Do
that
they
covered
do
too.
that in the Army? The shot of penicillin in the ass when you get to boot camp?
I don't know. Not a basic. I mean, we
Do
had
they?
the lines of shots.
Yeah, it's
Dude, I started in special operations. I had shots that I'd never even heard of before.
still processing. Your body's still processing.
Japanese encephalitis.
Well, you know,
Your
everybody's
hair was
scared of
black.
this.
His hair was
vaccinated
black
against
when he went in.
Everybody's scared of this COVID. You know, I've had the anthrax shot numerous times, so it's just going to be welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
7 complete series the last time I counted.
Is it?
I've had it 7 times.
Yeah,
the whole
wow.
series.
The worst part is it goes right in the back of your tricep, and it's the worst shot I've ever gotten.
Yeah,
So
that it just doesn't sound fun. Anthrax.
Dog
Nothing about
sound.
anthrax is fun besides the band.
you heard
Yeah.
you heard the drums start up.
Well, get him, buddy. Get him.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll cut off here, and then hopefully you guys contact me or them. I'll have all the info for the place that donated the trailer. Obviously, this place. Just because the store isn't up doesn't mean you can't get merch.
Yep.
Like you said, contact me or them, and we'll have all the links to Facebook. And I'm sure you guys are working on a website down the road.
Yep.
I think Facebook's kind of everybody's go-to right now. Why pay? You know,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So,
We'll eventually get a website, but right now we're going to keep it to there, and
absolutely.
So don't get grumpy if your order gets lost. Just reach out again. Don't start giving us 0 stars or half a star.
Right, right, for
And
sure.
if you want to donate, money isn't always everything. Maybe we just
Yeah.
need
Some time. Yeah, items, time.
Like obviously you said, we're family oriented. This spring, once the weather gets nice, we want to start working on playground stuff for kids.
Nice.
Kids and stuff out here too.
Awesome.
In the fenced-in yard area. So.
Yeah, that'll give them something to do while
Yep.
everybody's in here cussing.
Right now it's
Yeah.
just us, but once we get a little bit bigger, obviously if you want to donate lunch, soda,
Working on
water,
that. I wanna-
whatever,
I want to work on the pizza joint and that you can see from the house here. So he said he would be willing to help us for the next party too. We talked. to
Nice.
him. I talked to him this before too. So.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, once we get a head count, we'll figure all that out, how much beef I need. Emily's gonna like that because Emily at Zealand. In Zealand has Shamrock meats. I'm gonna have to hit her up or something for all that. She's a lot bigger than we are. So,
All right.
but great. Thanks again, guys. Hesitate. This week's been a shit show. Like I said, I don't know. I don't even know who I'm gonna have on next. I mean, I have like a lot that I want to do, but with COVID, it's making it hard. But there will be more to come. I'm thinking Lisa and John Sabo. Dexter Cattle Australia, I want to get with still. Now the Australia's finally not entirely on fire. I think we can have some fun.
In America.
Yeah. So I'll drink some Fosters, watch some Crocodile Dundee to get ready for that.
Crikey!
Yeah. Crikey. So, all right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, guys.
Go Navy,
you.
beat Army.
Yeah.
That game already happened, buddy. You guys lost.